Hey guys, me again with my third YouTube video of the day. I don't know if I'm going to upload all of these in a single day or if I'm going to spread them out a little bit just to give you guys a little bit more fun time and things like that. But I am starting to get back up onto the process of uploading these types of videos where you guys get to see my LDD models with my voice behind them to explain the different features. I uploaded the Viper AK-74 Mark II and the M14 battle rifle without my voice behind them using the screen capture software on my desktop. The only big issue with doing things like that was you guys didn't really get to hear my voice behind it, and you didn't get to hear the really cool things about either of those models, especially the M14 battle rifle, because a lot of the bricks used in the M14 battle rifle are turned sideways and or upside down, and you guys didn't really get to hear anything like that from me. So it was kind of like a wasted effort on my part, and a lot of that technique is overlooked unless I say something about it in these types of videos. In the background we had the Sig Sauer MPX SD, in case you guys haven't noticed. Today we're going to be talking about the Magpul PDR. So what is the Magpul PDR? The Magpul PDR is a personal defense weapon created by Magpul. It's in the name. Okay, I think I'm okay. SR-25, that's an upcoming weapon as well. The Magpul PDR is a personal defense weapon made by Magpul. I just said that. It's a 5.56 by 45. You might know it from different games like Battlefield, where it's also a personal defense weapon. It's basically just a super small, compact personal defense weapon that is bullpup. I'm going to stop reading my Google Hangout so I can think. And it's basically made for the modern operator in a hostile situation, like an urban environment, to go in with a super small weapon, whip it out, start shooting, and laying down covering fire, and then boom, getting the hell out of there as fast as possible. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So here's the rendered image of it. I went for the super cool two-tone looks that you usually get out of these weapons. So this one has the dark brown, earth brown, whatever you want to call it, lower receiver, and then it's got the black upper receiver, and then it's got all the darker gray highlights on it. This weapon is a really, really cool weapon. Most of the bricks on this are turned sideways or upside down. It gets a little bit complicated where the cheek rest is, because that's a different size than everything else. A lot of the techniques used in this would make it a Master Edition weapon, but for the simple fact that I didn't go like a way above and beyond with all the details on it, it's not a Master Edition weapon, so I kind of apologize for that. My Master Edition weapons are some of the best weapons that you'll see come from me, and this is not one of them. I bet you heard that one. That was pretty loud. So, opening up the Magpul PDR, we can see right off the bat that LDD does not do this weapon justice. The black looks more of like a darker blue, and then the brown looks a little bit more different than standard things. So we're going to start with the stock, and we're going to work our way forward to the end of the muzzle. So this stock butt plate is a pretty simple butt plate. It's got the simple angles on it to kind of follow the lower receiver and the upper receiver's curves. It's got a little bit of curving going on here in the back of it, just to make it a little bit more comfortable. Of course, it's smoothed out. It's got a lot more thickness to it, so that it's made of the rubber piece, so that it doesn't beat on the shooter's shoulder whenever they're firing it in full auto mode. As you can see, the upper and lower receiver have all the necessary details in them. It's got the two bolts here. It's got the bolts along the receiver, and it doesn't have any bolts up here other than the one up next to the rail system. So we're going to start with the cheek rest. The cheek rest itself is actually 5 studs. So these pieces are 2 studs, this one in the middle is 1 stud, and then these pieces are 2 studs once more, which makes it 5. So it sticks out just a hair on either side of the receiver. The receiver itself is 4 studs. The top of the cheek rest is curved so that it's comfortable when you're laying your cheek on it. It's got the necessary angles on it. The weapon itself started with the upper receiver. I built the cheek rest first. I molded the upper receiver around that cheek rest, and then I built the lower receiver underneath that. And then the magazine was the last thing. I really need to go to the bathroom, so we're going to hurry this up as fast as we can. The lower receiver, I want to do something a little bit more different. So these pieces here are actually turned sideways. They're much larger 2x4x1 slanted bricks. Oops. Oh my gosh. And they fit on via side bracket pieces, so you can see this is 2 studs. These pieces bump it up to just a hair above 4 studs. It's more like 5 studs at this point. The magwell has a little bit of the angle, or not the angle, but like the jut out on it. As you can see here, there's a little bit of an angle. Of course, we have the 30 round magazine here. I don't know if this is removable. Yeah, it is. It's got the simulated bullet up on top of it, like so. Put that right back in there. I have no idea where the magazine release. I assumed it was this button right here, which should be gray. I have no idea why it's not. This one should be gray. I assume that's the magazine release. It's ambidextrous. I don't know exactly how it works, so of course mine isn't working. But it's pretty cool. These bricks here are sideways. This brick here is sideways. And then it curves on down where this is the thumb hole. Curves on down from here into your very, very simple pistol grip. This is not really anything special in terms of a pistol grip. It's pretty basic. As you can see, the trigger guard runs into the front foregrip here. The front foregrip here is basically just like a P90's. It's built in. It's ergonomic, very comfortable. I did the kind of like I offset these pieces by a stud so that you get a little bit more of a curve out of it, so it's more comfortable. It's not just like a square when you hold it. It's got all the necessary angles that you usually see on the normal model. Angles here. The trigger moves like it should. Pow pow. This is the magazine release, is what I'm assuming is the magazine release. I have no idea where the fire safety fire selector slash safety is, or anything like that. This here is your charging handle. It's on both sides of the weapon. You can remove the bolt like so. That's basically just how I did the bolt. The upper receiver gets really complicated. You can't really see it here, so I'm going to see if I can't open up this image. These pieces here are sideways. These pieces here are sideways. So, these pieces are sideways, like I said, as you can see. That's sideways. And then they kind of meet together. It's got a really nice angle right here. Shell ejection port is ambidextrous. This here, I know it's a button of some type, but I don't know what it does. If I had to take a guess, I would assume that this is going to be your bolt catch release, anything like that. I don't know why it would be way up here, or I don't know if it might even be the magazine release, but I don't know why that would be way up there. On the inside here, you can see these circular tubes. I'm guessing that this is going to be your gas piston or your gas chamber, or different things like that. I don't know exactly why those are here, but they are exposed and you can't see them, and they are circular, so I built those in. The upper receiver meets the lower receiver in this line right here, and then out of that line comes your barrel, and that's what your barrel looks like. It's got this standard muzzle brake on it. These little pieces right here keep your hand from flying up in front of your muzzle and you shooting off your own hand, because that would kind of suck. It's got a super short 2-stud wide rail system up on top of it here. And then the last detail screw, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the Magpul PDR. So this was a pretty fun weapon to build. It gave me a little bit of a challenge. This is before I really started getting into doing Master Edition weapons with like sideways parts and upside down weapons and different things like that. This was kind of the bridge between my standard builds, which have all vertical bricks, into my kind of like a really experimental builds using sideways pieces, upside down pieces, and really thinking outside of the box with Legos. I do not do Master Edition builds that often. They are really difficult. My sneak peek of my HBR A3 went up. If you guys can even like see what I did with that lower receiver, you would understand that Master Edition builds can get really frustrating really quick. They are very complicated to build. I try to get as many features in them as I possibly can, and it starts to match the quality level of some of the really big YouTuber names out there. And that is a huge pain. Master Edition builds are not to be messed with. They can give you headaches. They can last for days. My HBRA 3 is already going on 3 days worth of building. It's really complicated with all the mechanisms that need to go into it. My SB98 Master Edition build lasted for 2 days. My F and Herschel Scar L Master Edition build lasted for 2 days. Most of these are going to last for 2 to 3 days. And I haven't hit anything that's like a week long just yet, but we don't know what weapons lie in the future. That's pretty much it for this video though, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. If you guys want to see this weapon and more, don't be afraid to check out my website at bluegenthemaster.weebly.com. There is a link in the description as always. It's free, always will be. And have a nice day. I'll see you guys in another YouTube video.